Minister!
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. This government exists to serve the British people, and this Queen's speech delivers on their priorities. As we prepare to get Brexit done by October the 31st, we are setting out now our vision of an open, global, free-trading United Kingdom, a high-wage, low-tax economy with the highest environmental standards, new protections for animal welfare, the best place to invest, the best place to start a business, the best place to start a family and send your kids to school, and without being chauvinistic or disrespectful to anywhere else in the world. In important respects, this country is the greatest place to live and to be. The greatest place on earth. The speech from the Leader of the Opposition was in the finest tradition of the tergiversating Leader of the Opposition. He resembles a Janus, a push-me-pull-you facing both directions at once and yet unable to decide for either. His policy on cake is neither having it nor eating it. And frankly, I fear for his political health, because we can all see the Soviet era expulsions that are taking place in his circle, as one by one his lieutenants are purged, as Lenin purged the associates of poor old Trotsky. And there is Lenin. We're putting up wages, contrary to what he just said, we're putting up wages with the biggest expansion of the living wage ever seen. They would put up taxes, he would put up taxes. We will control immigration with a points-based system. They want to abandon immigration controls altogether, to judge by what he has just said. Mr. Speaker, I've drawn several important points of distinction between this government and the party led by the Leader of the Opposition. But for our present purposes, perhaps the most immediate is that he wants to dither and delay, whereas we want to get on and deliver Brexit on October the 31st. Mr. Speaker, the right honourable gentleman recently said that he was daunted by the prospect that he might actually become Prime Minister. Well, I have to say that he is not alone in that fear. So is most of the opposition, to judge by their actions, most of the House of Commons, and indeed most of the country. And I can give him this reassurance, this consolation, that I intend to do everything I can to prevent unemployment at the lowest level since 1974. And it is because of that economic success, that free market success, and I can see the Shadow Chancellor recoil at the notion of a free market success, like a Transylvanian in the sunlight. That is how we will look after those who look after us and keep us safe. And when we tackle crime as One Nation Conservatives, when we tackle the problems of mental ill health, we are doing something for the social justice of the country, because we all know that it is the poorest and the neediest who are disproportionately the victims of crime. And we know that it is the poorest who are most likely to suffer from mental ill health. What we have is a choice between a semi-Marxist opposition that would set this country back decades, if not Marxist, and a one-nation government that understands the vital importance of wealth creation. And what would Labour do, by contrast? They avowedly wish to destroy capitalism. He wants to foment the overthrow of capitalism. Not just that, he wants to whack up taxes on virtually everything from income tax to pensions tax to inheritance tax, the highest corporation tax in Europe. Mr. Speaker, we have a vision of a balanced and just and fair society where we fight crime but demand justice for victims, where we educate in prison and demand rehabilitation, where we fund superb education and healthcare, not in spite of our belief in the free market. Again, he flinches at the mention of the free market. But because we understand that a dynamic wealth-creating economy is essential to pay for those public goods. That is the vision for the society I believe in. a generous, tolerant, outward-looking and humane society. That is the vision at the core of this Queen's speech, and I commend it to the House.